It's the Saints and the Crusaders. All that and more coming up next on EA Sports.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Superdome here in New Orleans. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between our visitors and the New Orleans Saints. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The holiday season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And trotting out there, a guy who's established himself as a veteran in this league, now in his 5th year at quarterback.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
They start on the ground with Ivory. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They're going to look to throw. Up the middle, complete. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And this will be scooped up by the defense. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. Opening drive fumble, and the 4 miscues that they had last week. 4 turnovers, Charles. So this is a bad trend.
And, Brandon, you and I both know that they didn't just ignore what happened last week. They focused on it, tried to get better. And when it happens here again in this game, the head coach is going to see that as a direct reflection on his message to the team, and it's not sinking in.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Landry over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 5 catches, 54 yards.
This defense is ranked near the bottom of the league against the pass. You get the sense that he feels like if he gets covered on any call, he's going to be upset. He thinks,
oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. And the Saints are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. The drive begins with a run by Ivory. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. 2nd and 9 now. And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Steps away to his left. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And he punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. That opening drive ended with the INT. It didn't lead to points, but still not the way they were hoping to begin the game.
How about going and telling your defense, thank you, a huge thank you. You said it didn't lead to points, start off that drive. Now they got a chance to redeem themselves, maybe reward their defense a little bit by putting some points on the board on this one.
Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. A big play there on the catch and run, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
Throwing on first down. Landry, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. And they put it on the ground here on the second drive. And, of course, Charles, that follows drive number 1 where they had the INT.
Makes you wonder what's going on with this team because a lot of times we can attribute it to nerves, but maybe it's a lack of focus. Maybe it's the preparation for the game. Maybe they just came into a little lackadaisical because that's just not looking good at all. That's just not the football that we came here to see.
The Saints offense on the field ready to get their drive started. And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard. I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Now a play fake here on first down. Out to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. They'll drop the throw. A dump off for Ivory. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He finds his man, complete. It's Robbins. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
And the penalty helps, but not a whole lot. It's still 3rd and long. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm, trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
This is taken at about the 14. We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And job 1 here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor there. But thank you, Dr. Davis. And he'll find some space up to about the 25.
And Charles, if you think about this offense, it's kind of a tricky time of the season because you're 14-0, looking to see this one out to the end, but you start to run into situations where guys are getting a little banged up. Maybe could use some time sharing, some time on the bench, just to rest. How do you approach the rest of this regular season?
I'm telling you, you don't ask the easy stuff, do you? I mean, you created a heck of a situation there, and actually you didn't create it. You presented it, and you're exactly right. It is tricky to go down as one of the all-time great teams and join the 1972 Dolphins as the only undefeated team to win a Super Bowl.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And he'll work this one out to about the 38. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Okay, didn't break down right away, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge. That's probably exactly what he's telling them right now.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd and 2. Landry.
Man open, that's Jamar Chase, complete.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the first down.
Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Landry. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here.
Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a first down.
There's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
Open man is Chase, complete. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down, executed it to perfection. On 1st down, Landry. And he's got his big tight end here.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line.
To throw on 2nd down, Landry. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. And he's going to have to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a first down. Instead, it's 4th.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test him early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
On 4th down, Sean McDermott trots the field goal unit out there. From the left. Fairly easy one here. And his kick is indeed good, and that'll make it 3-0 here in the first.
So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD, and it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger.
And all deep in his own territory, he coughs up the football. And I think he was able to get back on it. He was. So they will get the ball after all, but that could have been a disaster.
I didn't do this in college, but I did it in high school. When you return kicks and you lose it yourself, the panic that goes through you and the determination to get the ball back, I don't even know how to describe it. And I think we just saw an example there.
Yeah, and the relief when you get it back like he did.
Yeah, you go to the sidelines, you know you're going to get yelled at, but you can handle it because you got the ball back.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the tackle, defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Ivory. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down. On 2nd down, Ivory. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the 2nd quarter from New Orleans. It's the Saints in possession as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. They'll set up a throw. Under pressure, and down he goes.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
Now that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
Here comes the Saints punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll work this one up to about the 48.
41 yards rushing for him now to this point.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
From the gun, he'll hand this off.
And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, Landry.
Over the middle, that's caught by Chase. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a 1st down.
Encroachment, defense.
A bit of a jump there, CD. He breaks the line, and that'll be 5 yards.
And you've got to stay more disciplined than that, Brandon. That's just a free gift to the offense.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. That's a gain of 14.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Now a handoff running through the middle. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Keep in mind they can still get a first down here as they come up on 2nd and inches. It's a gain of a yard. And now they'll be set up with a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And able to elude one tackler, but only gets this back to the line of scrimmage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Landry buying time to his left. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack, taken down at the 2. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaking up.
Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
So can this New Orleans defense stand tall again? 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And again they stuff it. A loss last time, and this time hitting him for no gain. What a stand so far defensively, and now that's going to bring up a 4th and goal.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand. On 1st down, this is Ivory. And he's able to get him a small cushion before being taken down at the 5, a gain of 3. Here's a 2nd and 7. Throw left side complete. That's Wilkins. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 10-yard line. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And that will be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. Elsewhere, 2nd quarter in D.C. And it's the Bears who are off to the early lead. And we'll keep you abreast of how that one shakes out. So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Throwing to start the drive. Landry. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. To throw on 2nd down. Landry throwing middle, and it's complete.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score. Throwing on 1st down. Landry. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
Back to throw again. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 25-yard line. A good gain of 15 there. There's a change.
And what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On 1st down, they'll run it on the draw play. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Landry looking middle, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11. Sets them up 1st and goal.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Looking to throw. Landry escaping the pressure right. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Landry out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. The crowd here in the dome making things difficult. 3rd and goal. Flushed out right. And he's just going to throw this one out of bounds here. Nowhere to go with it. Incomplete. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they're able to double their lead just before half. It's 6-0. So another good job defensively because they've allowed 3 trips into the red zone, but only the 2 field goals.
Yeah, that's the bend but don't break, isn't it? And they really didn't get broken at all because if you're running off the field having allowed 2 field goals and 3 trips in the red zone, you've actually come out ahead.
Yeah, flip it over to the other side. The offense, they'll hope to cash in for 6 next trip. And the Saints going to go on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
First down pass. Complete to number 86. 4 yards on the...
This time they'll just keep this on the ground. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. So a couple of field goals, that's all we've been able to muster through 2 quarters of play. 6-0 is our count at the break. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll begin our tour out at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Jahan Dotson, well over 100 yards receiving, and a touchdown catch as well. Next, we head off to check out another game, and they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting 49ers. A couple of touchdown passes there for Joe Burrow. Lastly, we head to Gillette Stadium in Foxborough to check on the Patriots. And that one is at halftime as they lead the visiting Eagles. Mac Jones with a couple of touchdown passes. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for our visitors in the first half. And their passing game has been the reason why they lead thus far. They've had great success moving the ball through 2 quarters of play. Meanwhile, for the Saints, we check on their numbers on the ground in the first half, as they know they'll need to be better to overcome this halftime deficit.
Okay, Coach, yeah, adjustments likely going to play a big role in this 3rd quarter in what's been a tight contest so far. This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this out to the 25. And this offense set to go now to begin the 3rd quarter. Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead now, a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, and believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game very well for them, too.
8th catch for him. Factor. And it's a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Back to throw. Landry. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's got the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 49.
90 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Here's a give up the middle. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
11 yards there. 1st down.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. On 1st down, Landry.
Quick slant caught by Chase. And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 10 more there and another 1st down.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal.
He'll try again.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there.
His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Crusaders take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
Well, they had their chances in the 1st half, you remember, but had to settle for 2 field goals. This time they come away with 6.
I think they actually got affirmation about what they were doing by getting a touchdown, because the field goals means they got in range but couldn't quite finish it off. This time they broke through, and that's great for the old confidence.
And on the sideline, difference of a feeling between 3 and 6, is it astronomical or no?
It can be at times, that's for sure. A lot of times the field goal feels like a disappointment. The touchdown, well, that tells you you're getting it done. I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the 2nd half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a 2-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out.
And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
This This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A third down now. Those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
They set up the screen to Ivory. They showed a little athletic juke, but then the daylight quickly closed. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up fourth down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here comes the Saints punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. That's taken it around the 40. It'll be a 39-yard punt, give him a good 10 yards on the return. And this offense will take over right at the midfield stripe with a 1st and 10. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's been a good workhorse. I know we use the word workhorse a lot, but he's been a good workhorse for him in this one.
No doubt about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's what you're looking for if you're a back, because that means everything's coming together for you. Big guys up front have created space. You've run through it. You've probably got some help even from the wide receivers who want to catch passes as opposed to block, but they're helping out too.
Yeah, everyone's pitching in. He's had a good game.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun. Landry firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. From the gun on 3rd down, Landry. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 18. And they get 10 yards there and convert on 3rd.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now they try the right side here. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he picks up the 1st as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the 3rd quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
Right back to him on 1st down. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. A carry here for the big tight end. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the line. So a little extra time to ponder this 3rd and goal as we played 3 quarters. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now here live in New Orleans as we are just about set to go here in quarter number 4. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Crusaders have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that one makes this a 19-point game. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Well, it's obvious, but I can't help but say it here. It's never a good day when the opposing defense has more sacks than you have points. The win seems likely, but this defense is still playing for something here. They see that 0 on the scoreboard, and they don't want that to change.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They'll look to throw here. Under pressure, they got him again. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Taken down at the 41 is a gain of 4.
The offense on 3rd down, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and 5. They'll try and run this one right up the gut.
And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 135 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. They have not seen that much today. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Looking to throw. Landry. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches as we just saw him do there because He really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred the defense.
He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down.
But we're used to seeing the guy that you consider the #1 receiver double covered. But how about this guy? He's double covered and finds a way to make the play for a first down.
That's how you increase your Madden rating, right?
No doubt about that at all. And you know something? I think we'll hear about that from him soon.
On 1st and 10, Landry. And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Got a man open. It's Chase.
And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame him?
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. That'll bring up 2nd and goal after the gain of 5. They'll try to run this one in. They get 3 yards closer, but still work to do. It's 3rd and goal. Operating from the gun, Landry. Forced out to his left. That's caught at the 3. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the right hash here, should be an easy one. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here.
At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like 1 possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Here we go on 2nd and 12.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Back to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Robbins. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. So it's Saints football as we get you reset. They come up on a 4th down situation with things not looking particularly rosy. He's got a man, complete.
And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Now a dump off here complete. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd down and 3 yards to go.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Bradley.
And he is going to have a Saints first down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
They'll look to throw again. And Lewis has it, the tight end.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15.
Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And they'll get him down here at the 23. So this crowd will not go home happy. It's a victory for our visitors. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
But they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So for our visitors, they are now 2 wins away from a perfect regular season as they run their mark to 15-0 on the year.
And they'll return home next week to take on the L.A. Rams. Meanwhile, for New Orleans, it's a tough blow to their playoff aspirations as they drop to 9-6. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville.